king in yellow is dead. But the nightmare has only just begun. The veil between our world and the dark beyond is thinning. Whispers echo from the shadows, secrets that no human should know. Yet the cults have heard them. Their rituals grow bolder, their chants louder. They prepare for a summoning far more dangerous than anything we've seen before. You are the last line of defense, an investigator, an unlikely hero, standing in the face of overwhelming madness. Armed with only your wits, your courage, and a handful of bullets, you must journey into the unknown. Ancient books reveal terrible truths. Strange symbols lead to hidden lairs. Every corner hides a threat, and every shadow conceals a secret. But the greatest danger is the fear that creeps into your own mind. Can you withstand the terror that claws at the edge of your sanity? Will you stop the cultists before the elder gods rise to swallow us all? The path ahead is shrouded in darkness, but you must press on. The fate of the world rests in your hands. Fear the unknown. Face the madness. Death may die.
Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more, I hope I get it done, October gameplay. This has been a really weird period in my real world life and stuff where it's been a lot of turmoil and change and crazy stuff, and it's really impacted the channel a lot. I haven't been able to get as much out that I would like. I haven't been able to do as much with it. It's kind of sad to me because it's something I've enjoyed doing with y'all for the last decade. I want to start with a couple things. First off, I want to apologize for the last playthrough where I was taking on Vagrant Song. I just did not do a good job with that. I think I had too much going on in my world, and I kept trying to get the video out so you had something to watch, maybe something to enjoy, but it wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't enjoyable for me either, and I think it was my fault. It wasn't the game or anything like that. I just wasn't in the right headspace for it, and I was coming back and forth to it, and since I didn't know the game, hadn't played it a lot, I was making some errors. So today, I'm going to get started with Cthulhu Death May Die, Fear of the Unknown, Episode 1 of Season 3. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now, there's some additional mechanics in this game, but I actually know this game very well. And in fact, it sucks because I really wanted to bring all my cool blinged out stuff for this game. I got a ton of blinged out cool things that I have to, unfortunately thank Colin at Meet Me at the Table for, because he got this blingy stuff and I saw it and said, I gotta have that, that's too cool. And we've been using it for our basically campaign playthrough of Season 1, and we've been playing that every week, and it's been a heck of a lot of fun. But what's cool about it is I got all this blingy stuff. Like, there's components for each of the scenarios, there's light up fire, there's light up gates, and like that. And I don't have them with me right now because they're at my at a friend's house where we've been playing this 4-player campaign for the last several weeks that takes you through not only all first boxes of the first season, but there's some additional scenarios in there as well. So all my bling is there, which is fortunate because it really does look amazingly cool on the table, and I wish I had had it for you. But what we're going to do today is we're going to start playing this new scenario. Now, there's a couple of new rules, and I am playing with the new monster, the, what I call it, hidden monster rules. Even though they're not so hidden, we're going to put them on the board, which I'll do in a moment. And we'll see how that plays out. It's the only real change that's to the game, and there's two parts to the change. One is this hidden monster board, which is this one right here. I already randomly picked out 2 monsters. We got the Fisher from outside. I've been looking outside for this Fisher. I haven't found him yet. Somewhere outside, though. And then we got the Serpent Man. And they had to bring the Serpent Man back into this universe at some point. And we're also going to be playing it against a different Elder God from Season 3. There's 2 in the box. We're playing with one I haven't seen played before. Maybe I just missed the playthroughs, but it's Sathagwa, and that's the one we're going to play. And I think I said that right. And that's the one we're going to play today. And here's his mini. Now, the other thing about the Season 1, Season 2 stuff, I have them all painted. I haven't painted or touched these, but I can't wait because they look very, very cool. And so here's we'll go over the scenario in a minute. But that's what we're going to be doing. So we got these 2 boards, and then there's also these other things that come with the game that are these cards, these items. They're some kind of special item. I can't remember the name of them exactly, but what they do is they give the characters, the players, some additional power as well, because they're going to need it in playing these harder scenarios. And also we're playing with, of course, the Season 3 characters, not the Season 1 or 2 characters. We'll take a look at those. But we do have a couple of setup things that we're going to do right now. Before we get back and talk about the scenario, I'm going to do the setup. Map's already ready to go. Monsters already on the board. And then we just got a couple things to do for setup for the hidden monsters and these relics that we get. So in the new rules, what we have to do is to summon figures for the unknown monsters. They're not hidden, they're unknown monsters at a different random gate. We're going to do that right now. And in this version of the game, the 3rd season, there are these tokens. Now we're going to take out the starting space because it says to do that. They're just going to go at a gate. So I'm going to shuffle it up at the gate. And we're going to start with the Serpent Man. We're just going to put him down somewhere. And then we're going to do the Fisher from outside. He's going to come inside. And so we'll have him there as well. I got their miniatures out and all that good stuff. So let's see. We'll do one more. I totally randomized now. Blue gate is going to get a Serpent Man. That is way down on the... We'll look at... You can see where that is. And then we'll shuffle them up again. Hopefully it won't be the blue gate, but I'll just leave it in there. It doesn't matter. If I get the blue gate again, well, I'll pick something else. Okay. And what do we get? The blue gate. So we're going to get the red gate. Okay. Red gate. And that means that the Fisher, this guy here, is going at the red gate, which is way far away up at the top of the board. We'll take a look at that as well. So that's the randomization tokens, and it does say, I think if I recall reading it, it does say to only use the one showing the gate. Yeah. And then we have to shuffle the 4 unknown monster cards in the Mythos deck. I've already done that, so we don't have to worry about that. And then we randomly select a number of unknown relics equal to the number of investigators. And beginning with the starting player, who I guess will just be, it's going to be a guy named Peters. We're going to go along and divvy these out. So we're going to draw from the bottom, of course, because you can see them. They're going to start on this side up, and then when we hit the 3 insanity things, it's going to become more powerful as we become more insane, which is one of the things I always liked about this game. The only thing that I wish they could do is maybe some slower advancement for the campaigns, because what you do, I guess the theory would be, of course, there is no actual campaign in the game. I got it off of BGG. It's pretty good, and we've been enjoying it. But I wish they would have a campaign with some slower advancement in insanity or something. But then I guess we'd just be playing Call of Cthulhu, the role-playing game. Anyway, I've shuffled these up, a whole bunch. And we're going to draw 3 from the bottom. So the first one's going to be the lucky coin. The next one's going to be the brass compass. And I'll draw one from the middle, the jade amulet. Okay, let's see what these bad boys do. Okay, we got the jade amulet. It says once during your turn, as a free action, you may move one enemy from your space up to 2 spaces. Got the brass coin. When you run, you may move an additional 2 spaces. And the lucky coin, you have 1 free reroll per turn. All right, well, let's take a look at our characters and see what they do, because that will be different. I don't know these characters, so we're going to look at them. We'll start with Peters first. We're going to go, I got Sally and Agatha. I just drew them at random, 3 of them, to play in this scenario. Okay, here is Peters. One of the things I also like is these boards. I wish that I had got the plastic things that allow you to set these in, because you got to be real careful, otherwise you knock them off. And I've noticed we do that during our game. You got to kind of remember where things are. But I do like that it has the entire turn sequence here. And what I like about the new hidden monsters or unknown monster board is it also has the end of turn sequence, which is something I always had to pop back into the book and make sure we were doing it in the right order. But Peters says, learning how to heal also teaches us how to harm the bad guys, that is. So his special one, he's got brawling and swiftness. If you know the game, you already know what those do. But he's got surgeon. When you kill an enemy, heal 1 stress or 1 wound on an investigator in your space. And then as it goes up, it says, and instead of 1 to heal, the total health of the killed enemy is in any combination. I don't know, instead of 1, heal the total amount. And that's pretty powerful. And you got to get that up, just 1 to get that. That's cool. So I think for our special, do some movement, but we want to stay around. I think we're going to give him the free reroll. We might change that. Might change that as we go. So let's take a look at the other 2 characters. Now Sally here is a photographer. She's an avid photographer, no less. It says when an investigator leaves your space, you may follow. That sounds like someone who doesn't need a movement ability. That seems like we also got to give them their insanity stuff too. So I think we'll do the Jade. Once as a free action, a free turn, you may move an enemy away. I think we'll do her, give her that one. And for her enhanced ability, it says other investigators in your space gain a green die. So she's a real good support character. I guess she's flashing pictures at them and it's making them blink and you get an extra die that way. I don't know. When another investigator in your space rests, you may heal 3 wounds, stress in any combination. So she's going to like to be around others. I hope she doesn't pull some crazy phobia that says don't do that. And then once per turn, you or another investigator in your space perform 1 free action. That's pretty good. So we gave her the Jade Amulet. And I'm going to move some stuff around so I have some room for her things here on the board. You know, the one thing about this game is it does take up some space. So that means that our last character is going to get the Brass Compass, which is additional 2 movement per run action. Now, if you don't know this game and I'm saying things like per run action and blah, 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 and that's confusing you, well, there's lots of videos out there. So I'm not going to go too deep into the explanation of the game. But it says right here, run action is moving 3 spaces. You get 3 actions per turn. So you can run 3 times. You can run attack in any combination. You can only rest in a safe space, meaning there's no monsters unless you have some special ability that allows you to do that, which some characters do. But hers is Killer Instinct. This is Agatha. She's got a Tommy gun and is wearing like a gangster dress. I don't know. Once per turn, when attacking, you may take 1 stress to deal 1 additional wound. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's going to be great against a great old one when we're having to fight him. We can just pile on the damage for some stress. When using the skill, deal 1 additional wound, 2 total. Okay, so when attacking, you may take 1 stress to deal 1 additional. So it's only 1 additional wound, but in this case it's 2. Then you don't need to take stress using the skill. That means you just do 2 additional wounds. And instead, all of your attacks deal 2 additional ones. But wasn't that what this does? You don't need to take... Oh, you can only do it once per turn. But now you can do it if you do 3 attacks, you can get all 3 of them done. Okay, cool. And she's got marksman and stealth. That's our stealth person that can run around and pick and choose pulling monsters around with her across the board. So those are our 3 characters and the 3 special... item cards, but we also have to get their patient medical file and see what kind of crazy stuff they have going on in their brains. Because, you know, nobody here is completely sane in the Cthulhu universe. Everybody's going mad slowly but surely. So we'll just start here with Agatha, then I'll show you Sally's and Peter's. And let's get this going. So let's see. We got for Agatha, we have she's a megalomaniac. Okay, that makes sense with her Tommy gun and all her killer stuff. If there are no other investigators alive that has reached more insanity than you, heal all of your stress. Otherwise, take 2 stress. So she wants to be more insane than everybody else. That's wonderful. Okay, because she's a megalomaniac, so she has to be more insane than the other people. Go figure. All right, then we got for Sally, we got hallucinations. If there are no monsters in your space, move the nearest monster to your space. Otherwise, move 1 monster in your space 1 or 2 spaces away. So we're hallucinating about the monsters around us, but they're real. That's not good. Okay, and then for Peter's, we'll see what he's got. He's got compulsive accumulating. Compulsive accumulating. Okay, compulsive accumulating. When you reach blah, put 1 wound token on this card before resolving it. Okay, if you have less items and companions than the number of tokens on this card, take stress equal to the difference. Otherwise, heal all of your stress. So we want to keep the same amount. It says more, right? If less items. So we want to keep more items and stuff than we have insanity. We've hit insanity thresholds. So those are our 3 things. That's what they're dealing with. And now we're going to take a look at the scenario. Now again, we've chosen Sithagwa as our great old one. We'll go over him in just a moment, and we're going to go over the scenario. By the way, there's the map on the back. I already laid it all out. It's all good to go. It says, Kilkenny was the site of one of the first witch trials in Western history, and one of the few to find actual witches. Now, though, cultists are using ancient energies to power rituals. As a side effect, the spirits of the old witches have risen. Petronio de Meath, unjustly accused, and the witch Alice Kyteller, who got her condemned are battling through their ancient feud anew, only proving that Petrolini's innocence will finally lay her spirit to rest, taking Alice along with her. So we're going to have judges and juries, I think is what it is. So to disrupt the ritual, we have to have 4 jurors in the town square with the innocent side face up. Okay, that's how we have to disrupt the ritual. When the elder one advances, move each juror with the guilty side face up 1 space away from the town square if possible, and in special rules, after the ritual is disrupted, remove all the juror tokens from the board and ignore any effects that would affect jurors from that point on. Now, our 2 special skills or abilities for this, actions rather, for this scenario are gather jurors. Move a juror in your space 2 spaces away. We're usually going to be moving them toward the town square, and I'll show you where that is on the map. It's pretty straightforward. And then we have convince a juror. Choose a juror in your space and make a roll. Add a success for each evidence you have. On 4 plus successes, that's quite a bit. The juror is convinced. Turn the juror to the innocent side. So what we have to do is convince the jurors that the witch is innocent and overturn the feud that was going on so that she can lay to rest. And then we have our elder one. Wow, look at this. When Sathago triggers, which with my luck will be in 3 turns, when an investigator gains a fatigue token, by the way, there are fatigue tokens, I have a whole thing of them, they place it on the leftmost space of their stress or wound track, blocking that space. Oh man, if the tentacle marker is already on the leftmost space, you must take a wound or stress. You cannot remove your tentacle marker from the lost stress space. Once per rest action, the investigator may heal 1 less to discard 1 fatigue from them before healing. Okay, wow, that's really interesting. So when we get these stress tokens, we're going to have to deal with that. When Sathago advances, choose an investigator to gain 1 fatigue token. Okay, move each amorphous scoin 1 place towards you. Summon 1 amorphous scoin to the nearest gate. So that is these guys right here, by the way. Wait, that's weird. I guess, what's the amorphous scoin? If it's these guys, right? The unnameable? Maybe is that an error? I have to look it up. Oh no, the amorphous scoin. These are the scenario monsters, the unnameable and the ghast. These are the elder gods guys. There's the amorphous scoin, and I do have them out. They're 3 health, 2 green and 1 black die when attacking. When attacked by an investigator with a fatigue token, reduce wounds taken by 1. It doesn't say 1 for each fatigue token, it just says by 1. So that's not too terrible, but that's still pretty detrimental. And with that said, I think we're ready to get going. We got so much to do, and we are going to start with Peters, and I'm going to go Peters, Sally, Agatha in that order for this game. And currently they are here in the starting space for the players, and the town square is right here. There's already a monster in the street right above them, and so they're going to have to deal with that. Maybe I don't want Peters to go first. Maybe I want someone with marksmanship to go first and deal with the ghast. What do the ghasts do? I don't know. They're pretty basic monsters, but well, let's take a look at the ghast. The ghast is going to do 2 green dice. That means it doesn't cause any insanity. If attacked but not destroyed, the attacker takes 1 wound. Okay, well, that doesn't say whether that matters, whether it's melee or with marksmanship, but brawling is better. So it is probably better that Peters goes first with his brawling and his surgeon ability that can heal stress and wounds. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with Peters first. First of 3 actions is going to be a move action. We're just going to move 1 space. Remember, we could move up to 3. And we do have a free reroll. We've got to remember that. That's going to be important. And we also have to keep track of our compulsive accumulation. Okay, so we're going to go into that space with the ghast, and we're going to attack it. So how do we do that? Well, normally you get these 3 dice, these 3 black dice. If you don't know the game, you always play with these 3 black dice, okay? And let's just pan out a little bit there. There we go. And you get to pull those in there. Now, brawling, Peters has the skill Brawling. It says gain 1 green die when attacking a target in your space. That's the first level ability. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to attack it. Now, I'm not going to keep going over this in that much detail, but we do have to get 3 points of damage against the ghast and see what happens. Well, that was really interesting, actually. I do not have 3 points, so I do have a reroll, and we're going to reroll this one. Okay, that doesn't help us because I don't have the right skill. So right now I have 2 and 2. We're going to take a stress. That means we're taking our first stress. We're going to roll this one. We just need a hit. There we go. Okay, 2 insanity and 1 hit. What does that mean? 3 hits, rather. So 3 hits is enough to kill the ghast, which means its special ability will not trigger. It is off the board. And let's take a look at Peter's. Here's Peter's, and in that attack, he got 2 of these symbols here, which means he's going to go 1, 2 on his sanity track already. That's not a terrible thing, by the way, because when you hit these trigger points, these markers right here, you're going to then trigger your ability, and you're going to go up in these things. But that was action number 2. So action number 3, what do we want to do? I don't think we want to... Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take... It says the special action on this thing is to gather the jurors. Move a juror in your space. So if I move one more, I won't have a juror in my space. There's monsters and stuff all around. I don't know what kind of risk I want to take, but I think for our third action, this may not be smart, but we're going to get one of the jurors here. So we're going to move up here, and we're going to get one of those jurors, maybe get over there and try and get that juror to... Sorry, I'm on the board. We were here, we moved up here, we attacked the creature, and then we're going to move up here and take a look at that juror right there. But not this turn. That's 3 actions, so that's going to be it. Then what happens is we are going to draw a Mythos card. I have my Mythos cards right here. I have shuffled them, but just for the sake of the game you're watching, I will give it another quick shuffle. And we're going to draw our first Mythos card. Mythos card of the game, and see what happens. All right, boom. What do we get? Isn't that the one I think I flipped this one over and got it? Doesn't matter. This is one we got. Each cultist moves 1 space towards the town square, then summon 1 ghast at the nearest space with a juror. If there are no jurors on the board, summon in your space instead. Well, that's not going to be too great because we have a juror in our space. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move cultists 1 space towards us. And by the way, this symbol here marks 3 of these. Once we draw our third one, Sithagwa is going to take his action. So each cultist moves 1 space towards the town square. So we get 1, 1, there, and there. So that is what's happening right now. I think you can see all of that. Now, I ended up with a juror in a cultist with me, but I'm also going to have this part trigger, then summon 1 ghast at the nearest space with a juror. Well, it's right with me. So I killed a ghast and I summoned a ghast, and they're both in this space with me now. Now, the problem there is I have to defend myself against them. So that's the end of the Mythos card phase. I got unlucky, which means I will not get to take a discovery card, because it's one of the things you can do is, if you're safe, you can, you have to investigate or fight. If you're safe, you can investigate, but we don't. So we're going to have to take on a cultist and a ghast. So we'll roll for the cultist first, and we'll see what we get. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we took 2 wounds from him. I think we'll take another stress. Oh wait, when you kill an enemy, we did kill an enemy, so I should have no stress. So right now I have 1 stress for Peter's, and we're going to try and reroll one of these and see if we can not get a hit. I did. The ghasts do not get to count the Elder Signs. Okay, so I'm just going to take 1 hit there. That's not too bad. And then the ghast is going to be 2 green dice as well, same as the cultist. So let's see what the ghast is going to do to us. The ghast did another hit. We're just going to suck it up and take it. And that is the end of Peter's turn. That is kind of weak sauce. But we're going to go to Sally next. Now, Sally likes to be with other people. She has Arcane Mastery, which does allow her to use those symbols, these symbols, as hits, which is great. And she has Toughness, so she can do some cool stuff. We're going to move. I think we're going to... Let's do this. We're going to go 1. We're going to take down... She doesn't have stealth. So when you move into a space... I'm going to do some rules overviews as you go. When you move into a space, if there's an enemy there, they're going to follow you unless you have stealth. I don't, so we can't sneak by it. We're just going to pull them all right into here. That's her first action. Her second action is she's going to start attacking these guys. So, unfortunately, she's only getting this, but we got another character that can step in and help in a moment. So let's roll and see. This may not be the best action to take, but I want to get that. I was hoping to get that juror out of there, and we got to get these folks off of Peter's back. So, because he also can't rest until there's no enemies there. So she's first going to attack the ghast, I guess. Takes 3 hits. No, we'll attack the cultist. Let's see what we get. Okay, she did kill a cultist, and so what does this mean? She can use this symbol, just one of them right now, because her arcane mastery is at the base level, and she gets a hit. That's 2 hits, and she gets 1 insanity, so her sanity goes up 1. Not a big deal, but we do kill one of the cultists. It's dead. And then her last action will be to kill the other cultist. Because I think... let's go for the ghast. Let's get the ghast out of there. The cultists are easier to kill. So let's see. 1. Oh, that's not good. Not good. I mean, we'll wound it, but let's see what we want to do here. When an investigator is... Oh, well, I could have followed him in there, and I didn't do it. I didn't think I'd need to. This is bad. So we're going to take a stress, and we'll roll this one. Okay, now we got 2 hits. I'll take another stress. That's 3 stress. We'll see if we can get this one rolled. There we go. That's some luck for you right there. We killed the ghast. It is gone off the board again. That's another one down. Nice. Okay. Because remember, if we don't kill it, it's going to wound us. So we want to make sure we kill it. It does leave the cultist in our space, but that's not that big of a deal. However, that is the end of Sally's turn, so we're going to have to draw our next mythless card and see what we get. Hopefully we shuffle these up enough. Good. Unknown behavior. Move the nearest this symbol monster, which is going to be the fisher from outside, 1 space towards you, and then we're going to draw another mythos card. Okay, but this goes to the side. We're going to... The fisher is way the heck up here, so he's just going to move 1 space toward us. Came to hang out with his buddy, the ghast, up there at the top of the map. And then, unfortunately, we have to draw another card. Let's see what we get. Okay. Oh, man. I told you it's going to be 3 turns. Each cultist moves 1 space towards you. Fantastic. Then you take 1 stress for each enemy in your space. Fantastic. Okay, so these 2 cultists move, and we have 1 enemy in our space, which is that cultist, which means she's taking another stress. She's already at 4. That's a bummer. And we're going to have to defend... We're not even getting any stuff. Oh, this is starting off really bad. And then we're going to summon a cultist at the red gate. That's good because the red gate's way up here. And then we're going to put this down. That sucks, man. We're already going to have the elder one come out in just a minute. 1 more card. Now, I don't get to draw any discovery cards, which is not cool. But we're going to have to defend against the cultist. This is Sally. Sally's already stressed out, but we'll see what she can do here. Let's see. 2 hits, of course, 2 hits. I don't want to use all her stress, so she'll take the 2 hits. So hopefully we'll clear the space out and be able to heal next turn. This is a really bad start, by the way. Once during your turn as a free action, you may move 1 enemy from your space up to 2. I could have done that too, move that cultist out. I got to remember their abilities. Got to keep that in mind. And remember, we got the brass compass. That's just 2 additional spaces for Agatha. So, and speaking of which, is now Agatha's turn. Agatha is just going to start shooting cultists from where she's at. So she's got 2 cultists there. She's using her marksmanship. Marksmanship says you may target 1 space away. So we're going to do that. We're going to, first action, attack that cultist. And we did not kill it. She does not have that ability. So she's going to take a stress to try and re-roll this blank, I suppose. Okay, here's the other thing that happens. We're going to go up another stress and re-roll again. Okay, we got him. That was first action, killed one of the cultists. Second action, going to shoot the other one, hopefully. We do not, of course. In fact, we get no hits. And we're going to do our third action to shoot it again. I'm not going to keep taking stress. And we get at that time with 1 insanity. Now, her killer instinct. Once per turn, when you're attacking, you may take 1 stress to deal 1 wound. That wouldn't have solved anything for us. It wouldn't have killed. We could have killed that first cultist at 1 stress less. So I'm going to take that back. We're just going to spend 1 stress to have killed it because we had 2 hits. Okay, but the second one we killed on the third action. We haven't moved at all, really. We haven't done much at all. And now here, I think Sathagwa's probably going to go right now. Let's see. No! Oh, we got kind of lucky. Gain a fatigue token. Okay. This is a fatigue token that is going to go on Agatha on her board. Oh, no, it doesn't go. It goes. We'll put it on her stress right now, I guess. And when she heals next turn, we'll take it off. then if any investigator has 4 or more fatigue tokens, if we don't. So this card just gets discarded. We don't have to add that to our 3. That's good. And now we actually get to do something a little different. Agatha is the first character to get all the way through 3 turns without having an enemy in her space. So we're going to get to draw a discovery card. Here they are. We'll give them a quick shuffle. And see what we get. Boom! What do we get? Adam. We got Adam the Smith, a huge man of fearsome strength, brought low through sorcery. You may take 2 stress. Oh, and she does have the ability to do that, even though that'll put her right up against that fatigue token. To claim Adam, he gives us 1 health, and it says, jurors cannot leave your space unless you allow it. Or hexed. Well, we don't want hexed. We know hexed is going to be bad. I don't even have to read it. So we're going to take 2 stress. I'll show you where that puts Agatha at. And we're going to take Adam. Okay, so you can see that Agatha's stressed out already, but we do have Adam now, which gives us an additional health and that ability to lock jurors into our space. That's not too bad. All right, that actually ends a full round. And with that said, we're going to pause here. We're going to end this episode, and we'll pick it up where we left off. I'll probably post these pretty quickly so we can get a gameplay done before Halloween. But we're one full round in to our game of Cthulhu Death May Die, Fear of the Unknown, Episode 1, Season 3. So fun. All right, y'all, take care. I will see you in the next video, and I'll talk to you soon. I hope this went better. No, I already know it did. I'm in the mood to play this, and I have my head clear of stuff right now, so I can focus on the game. And I know this game really well. We play it quite a bit. It's a really super fun game. If you don't have it, I highly recommend getting it, but start with the first season. It doesn't matter, I think, to do that, because then you can get all 4 seasons of it. There's so much content because of the way you mix and match. If you don't know how that works, you take the scenario and you combine it with any of the elder gods from the game, and there are quite a few. I think, let me see, what extra ones do I have? I have some extra ones in the game. I have all of them. Ithaca, I think it is. I got the Black Goat of the Woods. I got Yog-Sothoth. I got the other ones that come in the other boxes, Cthulhu and the King in Yellow, and now Sithagos. There's tons of replayability in this game. You can play the same scenario with a different elder god, and it will be a very different experience. So, and with different characters too. There's so many characters from the first season and now this season, and you can mix and match. There's no reason you can't do that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.